Hey everybody and welcome back to the channel. So, a recent video by Marzipan Dan got me to rethink my AA game and give the SRAW a shot. And that in turn got me thinking about all the cool anti-air gameplay there is to be had, particularly in Battlefield 5. As being expertly demonstrated here by my friend, who I'll introduce in just a moment. But just to be clear, the objective of this video is to promote AA gameplay across both titles, not to argue that one Battlefield's better than the other, quite the opposite actually. Both titles have loads to offer and I think a lot of it often gets overlooked. And I want to focus on those overlooked elements. And on that note, we all know that Lee's, or more specifically the TGM missile launcher, is the absolute gold standard of AA in any title. So notwithstanding one more Nightbird kill because Nightbird pilots deserve it, I'm going to put Lee's on the back burner for this video and focus on the unsung heroes of Battlefield. So for part 1, I'm going to focus on infantry-based AA gameplay, and for the 2042 section I'm going to lean most heavily into the SRAW because it's new for me in this channel.
Vehicle destroyed!
And on the BF5 side, I'm going to lean heavily into the Fliegerfaust, but also into the anti-aircraft guns that are stationed throughout all of the maps. And the fun to be had capturing airstrips. In part 2, I want to promote tank-based AA gameplay. Always a crowd pleaser.
C3.
I'm running towards you. I'm running towards you. Whoa.
Timeless.
Running. How'd you do that?
And similar to Lee's, we all know about the Tor.
We do not speak his name.
300 meters.
I know it's polarizing. I've done 2 videos on it, one quite recently. No need to go around that boy again. Battlefield 5 anti-air tank gameplay is actually quite challenging.
Oh.
I actually think it's one of the hardest things to do in the game. And finally, we'll take a look at the Wildcat and the Flakpanzers side by side. Whilst on the surface they look similar, they actually play quite differently.
Nice.
And rather than do the usual outro, which frankly everybody skips, I thought I'd end the video by sharing with you my funny moment from the week where this Tor tried to take a pot shot at me. I was carrying an SRAW, so my options were limited. It didn't turn out quite the way I expected. You can see how that story ended at the end of the video. But look, we've got one more thing to do before we get to the sweet air shots, and just, you know, they're on their way as you're seeing here. A friend of mine needs to stand trial for what he did to me this week. So I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, for your consideration, the trial of Captain Moustachio. He stands accused of the shameless act of letting his friend die so that he could get the kill. The prosecution will make its case. Hit. He's weak if you can Lissile him.
Nah.
Going in with Crawford. Anyone get a Lissile on him?
No. Maybe.
Piss.
There you go.
Yes.
Kill.
Yeah, we got it.
Oh!
Instant karma from the map there. But if that wasn't sufficient evidence, I present to you his confession.
Maybe that's what I get for waiting for you to damage him more so I can get the kill.
I even had Ziff as a witness.
No more questions.
So as you can see, I was clearly betrayed, but what can I say? I'm used to bleeding for my squad. That's just the guy I am. Right, that's enough of all that. I hope you found it funny. Part 1, infantry-based AA, and let's kick it off with the SRAW for 2042. Dan's guide covered this off in a lot of detail, but basically for those who haven't seen it, the trick is to not keep the crosshair over the target, keep the missile over the target. Just like you're seeing there.
Enemy vehicle down.
The visual audio warnings you get for an incoming SRAW shot are actually very limited, especially when you're zoomed in on an attack run.
Vehicle destroyed.
Our enemy is trying to seize Delta 2.
And even when they do see it, it's often too late to really get out of the way.
Vehicle disabled. Nice work.
It's actually not bad up close either. It doesn't have to be a long-range weapon.
Sector Bravo has fallen to hostiles.
70 meters from my position.
Ah, shame I died, but still a good kill. But look, the bottom line about this weapon is it's an excellent challenge for yourself to land some of the most demanding AA hits that you can make in the game. I mean, I love the TGM missile, but after 2 years, it is getting a little bit easy and it's nice to have the challenge. Well, assuming it is a challenge and you didn't catch the player sleeping like this person here.
Objective secure. Sector under control.
Got him. Get your hell out of your ass! They weren't fucking paying attention.
The last thing just to note about the SRAW is, despite the difficulty of landing a shot, it's not enough to down a transport vehicle. Even the new squishy UH-60 is still going to take 2 to take them out. To wrap up on the SRAW though, if like me you're finding the TGM is getting a little bit stale, it's starting to get a little bit too easy, I'm not trying to sound arrogant, it's just what it is, I really recommend giving it a shot. It's more fun than double tapping attack helicopters for the 100th time. So just to speed this up a little, something else that gets overlooked in 2042 is the anti-material rifle for AA hunting. It is a tremendous amount of fun. I'm not a very good sniper, but hitting a vehicle is a lot easier than hitting the pilot.
Reload. Yeah, we're good. Hit, one more. Nice!
No.
If you're stuck for inspiration, it's a really fun thing to do. And of course, we're talking about infantry AA. If you haven't yet made the leap to picking up the RPG or the M5 to go after aircraft, I thoroughly recommend you do. Similarly to Lee's, I've done an awful lot of content about this on my channel. I of course fully recognize that most people probably haven't watched them, so if you like what you're seeing at the moment and you'd like to know more about it in a lot more detail, here's some recommended viewing, go check them out.
Hostile helo. 70 meters from my
Battlefield 5 is a different proposition. If you're very lucky, you can catch a low-flying aircraft with a basic bazooka, but if you want real results, you need to use the Fliegerfaust as being expertly demonstrated here by Barry Munn, otherwise known as Dragon Daddy Gaming. But just quickly about this weapon, as you can see, it fires out 2 bursts of rockets in a shotgun clustering like you're going to see here. There you go, there's the spread. And the projectiles travel bloody fast. Way faster than anything in 2042 at least, which is interesting when you hear about what some people write about on the message board. Makes me wonder if they've ever actually played BF5 or not. Now I've got a lot of practice to do with the Fliegerfaust and I will be back with my own gameplay, but for the moment, Barry, Dragon Gaming, I sincerely thank you for letting me borrow these clips. It's deeply appreciated, you're a wonderful player. And for everyone else, I've got a link to his channel in the description for this video. Please do go check him out. He's really enthusiastic about Battlefield, and I think he deserves the recognition. Back to little old me, remember, you can always camp out on the runways. It's a bit childish, but I do enjoy cancelling flights. The last thing I'm going to put under the infantry section are the AA guns that are all over the maps in Battlefield 5 and anyone can jump into. They're free for all. These stations are incredibly powerful, and if you've never had a go in them, if you tend to walk by them or you've never played Battlefield 5 at all, I thoroughly encourage you to pay £4 or whatever your equivalent is at the next EA sale. Get involved, these things are brilliant. And you also look really cool on the other person's kill cam as they're going down in flames. Okay, so that's enough for the infantry-based anti-air. Let's move on to some tank fun, shall we? Now, I have to keep this honest, and when it comes to tank AA gameplay, I gotta give it to 2042.
American forces will be
Bingo, got one!
If this is something you've never tried, give it a shot. It's a lot easier than it looks. The projectile drop really isn't that bad at all. It's very viable. One of the best examples to make that point about the projectile drop is when you've got a jet flying straight at you, exactly like you've got there. There's really no need to account for any projectile drop whatsoever.
I love it!
It's only an issue when you go for the true long shot, like this one. Come on, you know that was a good shot. But yeah, if you haven't had your eyes on the sky, have a crack at it. It's really good fun. Battlefield 5 is a completely different story. You have a very narrow window to score a hit.
Oh, you got him!
Projectiles are slow, barrel elevation is very limited, so you've got to take the high ground if you actually want to get anyone.
Double whammy.
If you want some easy tank kills, park on an airstrip. I'm still working on my BF5 anti-air tank game, but I hope to have some updates in the future for you as I get better at it. Okay, this brings us to the final section of the video, the Wildcat / Flakpanzer, the AA vehicles. Now, as I said in the intro, they're actually more different than you think. In 2042, the vehicle needs to be quite close if you want to take it down quickly. When you see an aircraft this far out, hold your fire, close it down, and let it come to you. Position yourself between it and its route back into the map. If you fire too soon, you're just going to blow it.
Marking aircraft. Long distance.
If the aircraft is a little clunkier, like an attack helicopter, you can extend the range a bit. You should be able to get it. Let's not record myself doing war crimes. Where the Wildcat in 2042 really differs to Battlefield 5 is just how quickly, particularly since Season 7, the damage drops off in 2042. As you're going to see, it does not work like that in Battlefield 5. When a target gets to the distance you're seeing here, roughly 300 meters or so, it becomes very difficult to take it down. And it also creates a window for a good attack helicopter pilot or jet pilot to smoke the Wildcat player. Bottom line, when you're playing 2042, you can't really be static. You need to keep moving, using the Wildcat speed to push forward and actually chase down your target. Now look at the Flakpanzer in Battlefield 5. Its bullets are absolute laser beams, there's very little spread, and as long as you lead the shot correctly, you'll be able to take anything out of the sky. Absolutely savage. If you can get the Flakpanzer into a good position, you can reach anyone on the map. Right, let's watch some gameplay. Camera rolling, only editing to speed it up so we don't have silly filler. Let's go.
Dang, that's
Nice.
That's our first enemy killer.
There's a plane coming back over you.
Oops. He got a repairman.
One.
Oh, someone in the back.
Oh, it's alright. Timeless got him.
Whilst you're watching this, I'd just like to remind you how much some of the big prominent YouTube channels complained that Battlefield 2042 had OP anti-air. Did you play BF5?
It's alright, I got him.
All that said, the weakness of the Flakpanzer is that it's incredibly slow, and once the planes figure out where you are, this is probably going to happen. That, or an assault engineer player like me is going to sneak up on you. So that raises the question, how does the Flakpanzer perform when it's being pressured on foot?
Yeah, you got him. Nice.
So as you can see, thick armor, but very slow.
Look at the teeth there.
It will, however, utterly shred any infantry that you can get the scope on. It is brutal. So yeah, this isn't looking good. I'm going into last stand mode. How many people can I take with me?
Oh yeah, you suddenly jumped above me. Well done.
there it is. Speed is the weakness. And again, this is a complete opposite to the Wildcat in 2042, where you can get the heck out of there. I won't go into it into great detail because I've done a video that I still think stands up perfectly well. Yes, the Wildcat has APS now, but that's not a justification for a whole new video on the topic. The Wildcat can acquit itself quite well against infantry, but it's not nearly as good as the Flakpanzer. But it does have an awful lot more optionality against vehicles coming to hunt it, particularly the anti-tank missiles. And here's a little showcase of why you want them, even when the other vehicle has APS.
Our troops are advancing on Bravo 1.
I can't resist. I know the topic of this is AA, but that guy made a huge mistake. He popped his APS and then ran away. He should have pushed me. The missile cooldown is far shorter than the APS. This is done. It's just playing out now. And this really is the biggest difference between 2042 and BF5. Because of the movement, in 2042, anti-aircraft vehicles regularly run into each other, and you can't shoot anything down if you're dead, so make sure you're prepared for a ground war.
Nice!
Right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was a pleasant tour through the 2042 BF5 anti-air offering, and maybe there are a couple of ideas to make you think about something to do this weekend. As promised, I will spare you a lengthy outro. Here's my favorite funny of the week. Have a great one. Catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
You must return to the combat area.